Legendary Leftist exposes a total fraud on Triggernometry. Let's check it out. Video by Warren Smith.
This did not go well for Alastair Campbell. When he is confronted, all he can do is try and shrug it off.
There's a double standard, is what I'm getting at.
Okay, I know.
So, see, whenever I make a good point, you just go, okay, I don't know.
It's so sad.
So fucking classic, dude. This is like exactly the narrow thing when you point out narrow and you're like, this is a double standard. Every fucking time.
It's fine to see a political operative be confronted
so true.
who cannot contend with any of this. Thankfully, this interaction exposes that.
A lot of people in this country.
And the funny thing is they'll be like, you didn't beat me in an argument. They're like, oh, like, you know, who even cares? I know you don't care of all of this. And I've had people criticize me about this. Like, Leaflit, you're being too mean. You're being too confrontational. You're making everybody feel bad. Or what? You're going to make people not like you because you look mean. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not trying to convince these people. These people are so fucked. Like, their brain is so destroyed that there is no salvaging them. Like, half of these people, there's almost no reason to try to convince them. The point is to make them look so retarded. The point is to make it so that every average person sees what they're saying, sees what they're doing, sees the inconsistency, and goes, yeah, that person's wrong. And that's the point. The point isn't to convince them. It's to expose them. That's the point. To expose how fucking stupid they are to everybody, so that nobody will take them seriously anymore, except their little camp of hooligans. Their little camp of like hooligan simps will always agree with them, right? It doesn't matter what the logic is. They'll like every time, right? It doesn't really matter. But the average person, that's the battlefield in which we fight.
Working class people feel that the left have abandoned them. They look at the Labour Party, particularly under...
Dude, guys, you want to hear a story that's related to this? I had a friend who is a leftist. So this, I'm not going to say who. This is like, I'm going to make sure I don't reveal their identity. But I have a friend who is a leftist, okay? They messaged me recently. They messaged me the other day. And he's, mind you, he's a leftist, right? This guy is, you know, super liberal, right? Leaflit, I'm being radicalized. Yeah? Why are these leftists so fucking cringe? And I replied with like the, you know, the Anakin, where the Anakin turns and like he's wearing the hood, the gif. I replied with that. And I said, it's because I've been telling you this for a long time. It's because they're bad people. They're just bad people. They're bad people that pretend to be good people. Look at how they act. Look at how they act. Look at how they treat people. That's all I have to say. I don't have to convince you that I'm a good person. I don't have to convince you that that our side is right. Just look at how miserable they are. Look at how awful and annoying that they are. Look at how they treat all of their friends. With friends like that, who needs enemies? Look at how they act. Look at them. Look at what they create. Look at everything that they create, right? And that's all I have to do. And then my friend goes, yeah, literally, you're so right. I see it very clearly now. And I was explaining, like, if you look at their actions and you look what they make, look at whether what they make, what they do, is a good thing or a bad thing. Is it for attention, or is it to look good, or is it actually to do a good thing? Is it actually to do a thing that will help actual people, right? Think about that. Think about the things that they make. Do they help people? Do they bring joy to people? Or do they just make people fucking want to hate the thing that they love? And is it because they're trying to benefit themselves? Everything that they do, is it specifically because it benefits them no matter who it hurts? And it's like you're just hurting innocent people in order to like, a good example of this is like when they make laws that are like, oh, you know, we're going to decriminalize this thing, right? So that makes them feel good about themselves, but the actual effect on the actual people that live in those areas, it hurts them significantly. So the data all shows it. Not only just data, just wisdom. Like if you understand human nature, you'll understand the incentive and how that doesn't work, right? And so my friend goes like, oh, it's just so fucking pathetic. Like, they're so pathetic. And I'm like, yeah. And then it goes, it's pathetic that the best representation that the people on the left have is Nyara, and I hate it. And then it just says, no one can even that's our only representation, and you can't even support it because it's insufferable. And that's it, basically. Like, you're just talking about like how They constantly block each other. They constantly purity test, right? Like, and this is how I explained it, right? I said, listen, I said, they're really bad people usually. If they could be vile to people, take things out of context, be vile to people and fuck people over, they do it if it gives them a benefit, right? Like if they can do it for clout, if they can do it to buff their position, they will fuck anybody over, right? And I was explaining this to my friend that, like, so I have a friend who used to be like on the left, Malcolm Collins. He's told this story before, where he changed because he used to go to left-wing places and it was always like purity testing, mean girling. That's all they do, right? And then then he went to a conservative like convention and everyone was chill. It's like, oh, like Malcolm would say, oh, I'm on the left. They'd be like, oh yeah, really? That's cool, right? Like nobody cared. Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, no problem. I hope you have a good time, right? But you go over there and then you're like, yeah, I voted for Trump. You're literally Hitler! Ah! It's like unreal, man. Like it's just,
Corbyn,
oh my
and they
God,
go,
dude.
not only do you not represent me, I think you actually hold me in contempt, because I've got a lot of mates who feel that way, and they're the people.
Anyway, the point of all of that is they're losing. They're losing ground. They're losing people because they're so insufferable. They're so annoying and so insufferable and so fruitless. Like really, like they fucking make nothing, dude. This is the best thing. And I keep saying this over and again. This is the best thing that they can't do anything. It's so peak. Oh my God. And then they don't want to use AI. And like, oh yes, give me all the magic. All the magic is mine. Thank you. I will slurp all of the magic. And you guys keep saying that you're going to be magicless. It's going to be, well, are you even a real human at this point? You're using all this magic. Yeah, I don't care. Give me all the mana. All the mana is for me. It's so peak. And they're like, oh my God, dude. They're like, I don't have to do anything. They're destroying themselves. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, man. Like, I love it. I love seeing them just go on there and be like, you're too poor to afford VTubing. Well, maybe you shouldn't be VTubing then if you can't afford it. It's so peak. And I literally just sit there and be like, you guys saw that? They said that. Did you guys see what they said? They said the thing like, they said that you're disgusting and poor and that you shouldn't participate because you're too poor. You guys see that? What they're saying? And then they're like, Leaflit is being such a bitch. She's like, she can't stop thinking about this, and she can't stop retweeting them. Yeah, I'm just pointing at you. Yeah, look at all these like awful things Leaflit is saying. I'm just pointing at you. Yeah, you did the thing. You're doing it. Like, hey everyone, you see this person? They think they're better than you. And they think that you should go suffer and that you shouldn't be a part of the community because you're too poor. Like, it's so good. It's like I don't even have to do anything. Like literally just point at them every time. Because you guys see this person over here? Like, you guys see this person screaming at the cop with the blue hair, going like, "It's she!" You see this person? You guys see this chat? It's crazy, isn't it? Isn't this crazy chat? Like, it's like so peak, dude. Like, how did this happen? I don't even have to do anything. I'll literally just sit here and just watch it and just be like, you guys, anyone seeing this except me? All right, good. Everyone knows. All right.
Who flock to reform.
If you're concerned with someone like
Dude,
Trump.
sorry, I know I keep pausing. It's the same. Dude, I'm only 48 seconds in and I've already tangented like out the ass. But do you remember when the Charlie Kirk thing happened and you saw all the people that were like, oh, thank God. Yeah, get blasted, bitch. And everybody was like should have done that to Trump too. I'm just like, yeah, you guys see these people? You guys see? They'd be really happy if you died. Like they would what's the quote? What's the Sam Hyde quote? They wanna kill you. They want to kill you and rape your children and they will laugh at you doing it. You see them? They're doing the thing. Like, you see, they're this innocent guy. He gets shot in the neck, and they think it's the funniest thing ever. Yeah, yes, yeah. They want you dead. They want you dead. Your wife raped, and your kids brainwashed, and they think it's funny. Yeah, exactly. And it's like the Charlie Kirk thing. Well, you guys see, they're making fun of him because he got shot in the neck. And they think that this should happen to everybody. Like remember when Trump got shot? Oh, see, they're saying that they shouldn't have missed. They're saying like we should get another person that can actually have some aim. Do you see how they act? They want you to die. They killed Charlie because he's just in the way. Because you agree with Charlie, right? You agree with Charlie like on 90% of the things he said. Maybe not 100%, but 90. Yeah, they killed him. They killed him because he believes what you believe. That's kind of like a simulacrum of you, really, right? Like it's like a substitute doll, and he's dead. He didn't do anything. He wasn't violent. He wasn't saying anything Nazi. He wasn't talking about, superiority or anything like that. He just said normal things. He said normal things and they killed him. So these people want to kill you. And this is why everyone's Freerin posting, by the way. This is why the Freerin memes are like all over the place before, because it's real. It's absolutely real. They actually do want you to die, and they will love it when you die. Like if I died, they're going to fucking cheer, dude. Like they're going to be so happy if I die. And honestly good, because it means that I hurt them so bad that me not existing anymore was such a huge benefit to them. That's how I know. That's how I know that what I'm doing is awesome,
All the more reason to address these problems. But as we're seeing here, this is what happens when you lay that out.
Oh, I remember I was walking down the street in North London. There was a guy, this is a number of years ago, came up to me and was, Labour, and he was talking about growing up on a council estate in Middlesbrough, single mum. And he wanted to talk to me about white privilege. And at one point, I thought, mate, I'm not the one saying these views. He was like, why am I privileged because I'm white when I grew up in poverty, real poverty?
And Francis is touching upon an example of one of the core flaws that are causing the left to continue to lose. He can't contend with this.
It's because they're racist. It's because they just see the color of your skin. Like okay, you know why? I think the reason why is because it takes a little bit more mentally to actually be like, person skin color, certain people of that race do this thing, or historically this race, this thing. And then it's hard for them to separate that. Their brain is so cooked that they can't even compute the other variables. I think that's actually it. I think they literally cannot compute the other variables there. So they just literally pick the single biggest variable, and then they just say that's the determination. That's the prejudice determination.
And I looked around, and most
Not
of the
enough
people
RAM,
I
exactly.
knew came from poverty. We had no privilege. And yet people within the Labour Party, people within the intelligentsia, the modern left, are pointing the finger at me and telling me I'm privileged. And that really angered people.
Yeah, I get that. But were they really pointing the finger at me?
Yes, they were.
All he can do is, if that were happening, yeah, that would be bad, but I'm not sure that's actually happening. And that's his strategy.
So what he should have done, what he should do there is you should say, well, assume that what I'm saying is right. Then how would you feel about it? Because then you take away the ability to say like, well, is that really what happened? What you can say then is you can make a consistent statement by saying, okay, what if it was right? What if it was true what I was saying? Then what would you feel about it? And then say it was false what I'm saying, then how would you feel about it? Then you could tell them to give you both sides of the story. Also protects the person from the other person lying, right? Which is why, like, when I get in these discussions with people and I say, okay, well, I'm going to assume what you're saying is true. Or I tell them, assume what I'm saying is true. You can look it up later, but assume what I'm saying is true. And then if I'm lying to you, then this is all null and void, right?
Over and over again.
Yes, they were.
But yes, I didn't have breakfast. You're right, Tuckerbert. It is kind of another level of logic, right? It just makes them mad. Yeah, it does. It does in case.
Oh, come on.
I'm really not sure. You see, this is what I think. Look, is it?
Come on.
No, I think this whole woke debate.
And then he tries to turn this into a debate on the term woke.
This is their favorite thing to do. Is they get pinned and they pivot. They can't actually face the thing because they don't know what they believe.
Than the ideas.
Either they don't know what they believe, or it's so vile what they actually believe that they have to pivot.
Woke is
This is
about
why they never answer questions.
believing in playing a role in trying to deliver some kind of social justice. That is what woke is meant to mean.
What?
Woke has become a catch-all term of abuse.
Not really.
Yes, it has.
I can define it for you if you like.
Go on, then, define it.
It's a hierarchy of oppression. It says different groups are oppressed at different levels, and I can look at your skin color and immediately tell whether you're an oppressor or you're oppressed. You happen to be a straight white man, therefore.
So then what you do is you take that and you say, okay, according to your definition, then this. Because then people can't call you out on it. People be like, oh, you said you hate woke. And then when that's not even the definition, like, well, yeah, I was going off of his definition of it, right? So all of the statements that I had assume the definition of that person.
You're the oppressor. I happen to be a black trans lesbian, therefore I'm oppressed. Right. And that's the way this debate is being done. And by the way,
That's the way the debate is
hold
being
on,
done.
Alastair, hold
the
on.
debate.
Alastair, chill out.
And this is a losing strategy. That's not really happening in real life. It's only happening when you want to win a debate. Well, I disagree because I've witnessed it myself. And when you try and talk about it,
Not only is it the way the debate is being done, we see it in policing. Not only in the way the policing is being practiced, but in the instructions police officers get. They're explicitly told not to treat people equally. Explicitly.
Honestly, this stuff, it's dementing.
I've seen this response so many times, the exasperation. I just can't. It's so manipulative.
It's absolutely
Alastair,
dementing.
that's the quotes from the
No,
police
okay,
own
and
instructions.
it may be because you found one document where some guy who's writing some guidance for police is the idea.
Well, okay, then how do you feel about that? Then how do you feel about that one document? If that were happening in other places, how do you feel about it? Right? Like, you gotta corner these people, man. Like, absolutely, huh? Okay, good night, mommy. You gotta be an absolute fucking duelist against these people. Like, actually, you gotta fucking assassinate all of their arguments. You have to like pin them down and just keep attacking them.
Knowledge of police and
Okay,
guidance.
okay, wait a minute.
This is how police
Okay,
officers are
okay.
trained.
Because these people are fucking like snakes. They're like fucking eels, like wiggling eels. Like they try everything in their power to escape like your logic, and you just have to keep pinning them. You just have to wedge after wedge after wedge of logic until they're stuck.
Okay.
Why are you saying okay? Like I'm saying I'm making something up.
Because I think, I'm not saying
Have you
you're
looked
making
into
up.
this?
Not as deeply as you.
Well,
have.
I think you should.
Well, maybe I should, but
Because then you wouldn't dismiss the factual things I'm
No,
saying out
Most
of hand.
debaters don't see their opponents as something they should destroy. You should destroy them. So I've heard this before that, the point of the debate is understanding. I don't agree with that because these people don't want to understand you. These people don't care to understand your point at all. They're not even operating in like the same fucking environment as you. Like they're operating in some fucking backwards land, like the fucking underneath, like a fucking Stranger Things land. Like they don't operate on Earth. So it's like when you fight these people, you have to completely destroy them so they can't infect other people. That's the point. The point is to mitigate their ability to infect other normal people. They're like fucking, like, you want their fucking mimetic virus to stop spreading. The point is to destroy their mimetics so that they cannot spread it to other people who are more susceptible than you. So the way that you do that is by just totally destroying their logic. You pin them and you make them look like absolute clowns, which is why when I get into a debate with these people, my point is not them. My point is not to defeat them, to make them understand my point of view, because they never will understand my point of view because they don't live in the same world. The point is to basically pin them to the wall so fucking hard that they can't actually infect anyone else. That's it.
And
I'm
which is
not.
what you're
Let
doing.
me just let me dismiss it in my
Fine,
own way.
go ahead.
Right. Okay.
Let me dismiss it in my own way. That pretty much summarizes this entire interaction.
He's going to hog the microphone. again.
Basically, every point of logic that you have on them, you pin them, basically. Like, okay, I think like this because of Umineko, I'm not gonna lie. So like when I think about like these debates or something, I think of it in terms of like space. I'm gonna sound totally schizo from saying this, but I see it in terms of space, in terms of like if you consider like a fighting game where you have to consider zoning, to consider like the map, and you don't want to be backed into a corner, you have to basically back them into a corner. And the way that you do that is by presenting attacks that they cannot dodge, that they have to block, and you just keep forcing them to block. Basically, you're like boom this, and then when they're like, well, they try to wiggle out, you throw another wedge in front of them, and they try to wiggle up, you throw another wedge in front of them. They try to jump into the air, you throw the wedge into the air, basically. You throw a trap into the air, you throw a trap in front of them, a trap to their left, to their right, behind them, and you just keep doing this over and over and over again until they have no way out but to like, because the thing is these people can't actually get out of it. These people rarely have the ability to even destroy these wedges in the first place. So you just wedge them over and over again. Like you're throwing knives at them, basically. And you're just stopping like they're trying to walk forward, you throw a knife in front of them. They try to walk to the side, you throw a knife to the side. And you just keep doing this over and over again. Every time they try to escape, you throw another one until you pin them all around. They're completely surrounded by these knives and they can no longer go anywhere. And then once you do that, you completely dismantle them and you make them look like a fucking idiot, and then nobody takes them seriously anymore.
I know. This is outrageous to me. You haven't looked into
Who
it.
is they? It's like when you get into an argument with these people, like this right here. See what this is right here? Isn't that called a gish gallop? No, a gish gallop is when you throw all the knives at one time, right? So like if you're there and you throw like 10 knives at them, that's a gish gallop. You throw one. And then you see how they respond to that. Then you throw another in front of them, and you see how they respond to that. And you basically make it because they can't push the knives out of the way. Because what they should be doing, this is how it should look. I throw a wedge at you, you deflect it. You like knock it away with your own logic. Your own logic does it, and then you attack my logic, and then I defend my logic, and then I attack your logic back. That's how it should go, but these people can't do that because they're too retarded. Like they can't actually, they're actually not even good at like any sort of like, I'm not even that good, by the way. Like I'm not really a good, like, you know, I'm not like, you know, I'm not Warren, Charlie, you know, freaking, you know, Andrew. I'm not these people, right? Like I'm not that good at it, right? But these people are so bad that anyone can do it, to be honest. They're so bad that anyone can do this. But you basically just force them to, they make an argument, you cancel the argument, and then you just keep hitting them with your argument, and then you don't let them run from it. You don't let them sidestep, because that's what they're going to do. They're not going to face your argument head on. They're not going to answer yes or no. They're going to keep trying to like circumvent it. And so you just keep pinning them. You keep preventing them from circumventing until they make themselves look like idiots, and then they have nowhere to go. And then they're forced to answer your question. They're either forced to answer your question or say like, you know, I don't like where this is going, so I'm done with the conversation, which is what happens every time. Like, have you seen all the people that I've debated against? They've always been like, I quit. I give up. I'm done. They've done it every time, right? Like,
Well, because no, I'm aware of the issue, and
So
I'm
why are
aware
you
of the
dismissing
issue
it?
because I think two things. First of all, I
That's
think
what people mean when they say woke. It's not a catch-all
no,
phrase.
okay.
They mean
it is a
two-tier
catch-all
treatment.
phrase. No, they don't. They call you woke if you sort of campaign for gay rights. They
Not at all.
Yes, they
No.
do.
There's loads of gay people who use this
Jesus
phrase
Christ.
woke.
Okay, they may
All right,
do.
come back to
You've
the
got your
policing. Come
definition.
back to the
I'll
policing.
come back to the policing. Right.
Fine.
So, if there is a race issue within policing in this country, it is not directed against white people.
It's directed against both people,
Okay.
both groups.
But if you have
Hold on.
directed against white people, race issue within policing in this country, it is not directed.
that's not even true. That's not even statistically true. If you look at this, if you look at the statistics, people usually kid glove. They actually give black people more kid gloves because they don't want to get in trouble. So it's actually the opposite.
against white people.
It's directed against both people,
Okay.
both groups.
But if you have to make a judgment as to who comes off worse in our policing and criminal justice system, it is not in the
Why
main
do you
white
have to
people.
make that judgment? Why don't
I'm
you...
making that judgment because you've just made a judgment.
Wait, what?
You've just made a judgment based upon
Let me add two
one piece
words
of
to my
guidance.
sentence.
Yeah,
Let me
go on.
add 2 words to my sentence. Why do you have to make a judgment about which race should get preferential treatment when the standard should be...
I'm not.
No, but
I'm saying that's what
the
happens.
standard should be that we're all
Correct.
equal under the law.
Correct.
But the guidance currently is to many police forces in this country that we're not all equal under the law.
No, they're saying you treat people differently in the way that you handle them.
And just listen to what he's saying.
Wait, but
And it's
he just hold on. He just said the thing though. Like he just agreed with him. Like wait,
exasperated
what?
voice.
What's
No,
going on?
they're saying you should treat people differently
Yeah, that's what he said. What the hell?
in how you handle them, Konstantin.
No, they're saying you treat people differently in the way that you handle them.
Look at the dude. Look at the guy on the right. His eyes. His eyes just glazed over because he was like, "What?" Look at his
Handle
eyes.
them,
Look at his eyes,
Konstantin.
chat. Look.
No, they're saying you treat people differently in the way that you handle them.
You saw like his brain in real time. His brain in real time just got the invalid input divide by 0.
That
You have
is
to be-
people not being
You
equal
have
under
to
the
be
law.
conscious. You have to be conscious of certain things.
Yeah, he just did the hickaroo. Oh my god, I sent Disco all the users for the bits. Thank you. I wish I could collect my thoughts better in debate. Sometimes listening to my leftist friends spew vile crap all the time. I wish I could show them how they sound. Yeah, the best way to show them how they sound is to just say the same thing, but then replace the races or the groups, basically, and see how they feel about it. And usually, it's not favorably. And then they're going to probably tell you something like it's not the same because of prejudice. What's it called? It's prejudice plus power or whatever is like the racism equation or whatever. They're probably going to bring up some bullshit like that. They have to redefine it because they can't keep the actual definition of racism. It's not in their favor. I said it before. It's not a RAM issue. I have low RAM. It's a GPU issue. They don't have an imagination. Yeah, I can see that. Signature archetype is you need the imagination in order to like kind of form ideas in succession. So yeah, I think so. Yeah. Thank you for the bits, signature archetypes. Thank you so much. All right, let's go.
You have to be conscious of how you deal with them.
Why are you dealing with one group of people based on the color of their skin differently than another group? What things specifically should we be conscious of, and how does that affect how you deal with a problem? And we're not just making this up. These are his words.
But as that was happening, I thought, here we go again. We're going to get something taken out of context, twisted into a debate that says the police are all anti-white.
But no one is saying that.
Yes, that's exactly what was being said.
I'm not saying the police are all anti-white. I'm saying your logic is flawed. Your own words.
No, what you're saying is they're both...
So basically, like, what you would do here is you would get them to admit it by saying, like, okay, so any police department that does this thing, right? Like you have to like give it to them like they're a baby, basically. Like imagine they're a baby and you're like, here comes the airplane. Like you have to do that to them, right? So you're like, okay, so if this is true, are you against it if an individual, I'm not saying that all of them are doing this, but say like an individual police department had this specific advice basically, or it was in this specific document that this was their what's the word for it? Their operating their standard operating procedure, right? Would you be against that? And then you force them. You force them to be like, well, that's not happening everywhere. You delete all of that. It's so narrow focused. It's a narrow attack, like it's a precise attack, if you will. A precise attack that they basically cannot dodge, right? You throw it at them. You say, well, in this specific case, how would you feel about it? And then when that happens, then you can broaden the attack by saying, okay, well, here's the data. This is happening in a lot of places. So then if this is happening in this many places, don't you think this is a problem? You see what I mean? Like you P-attack them first and then you go for the heavy attack right after.
That's not what I'm saying.
What I'm saying, I think, is that these people have more power in this debate than these people. That's what I'm saying.
And that right there is what we mean when we're describing things as woke.
Yeah, exactly.
We break things down to power dynamics, and certain groups are more victimized, therefore they should be treated differently based upon the hierarchy of power.
Mm-hmm.
I think
right-wing media.
How did this Tumblr shit become mainstream though, chat? No, like real question, because this was all Tumblr stuff from like, 2014 or whatever. Like, how did this become mainstream?
There's more power than left-wing.
The right-wing weaponization
Jeez. Holy fuck.
Their definition of woke has had way more cultural influence than anything these people have said.
Well, some people might argue that's because it's accurate to what's happening on the ground.
is
When
Leaflit?
institutions are infested with DEI, when British history is being denigrated, when we're recording this before the Norway game, right? England playing Norway. The Norwegians walk around in helmets, right, with the horns.
The Scots walk around in kilts.
Right, but hold on a second. The Norwegians are walking around in helmets, which is a throwback to the Viking age. Vikings, as you well know, were pillaging, including this country, right? No one's asking them for reparations. British people are being told they need to pay reparations all day, every day, right?
How many British people?
All British people are being told that we need to pay reparations.
No, how many British people are demanding that?
And then when he's confronted with people wanting reparations, his response is, I don't think that's really happening.
Other countries are not forced to apologize for the history in the way the British people
Some do. The Australians did a massive apology recently for their history.
Fine, Australia, but Australia is part of the Anglosphere. This is happening everywhere in the Anglosphere.
Okay.
I'm confused. Your point.
And again, the issue with this, right, is that when does the apology stop? Like when? The real question: when does the apology stop? Like when are we going to drop this? Because you apologize to these, you apologize to this Native American tribe. They killed this other Native American tribe, and then those guys probably killed some Native American tribe to the north, and they probably killed someone. They probably killed some tribe in Russia, who probably killed some tribe like all the way back into infinity. Like you can go all the way. That at what point is it over, basically? At what point? Because everyone fucked with everybody. That was the state of the world. And whether or not you want to believe it, and as much as this hurts these people, Western society is the first one really that has created a sort of semi-global stability, really. Like you can't, it's not as easy for you to just take over another place. Sure, it still happens. Obviously, it does happen. But it's not as easy as it was before. Before, you could just go to a place and just fucking take it over. And then like, who the fuck's gonna stop you, right?
To Australia making an apology for its history as a good thing, you're insinuating we should see more of that, but then you claim there is no demand for an apology. It's
those who want to settle the score always have the most inaccurate records.
Standard is what I'm getting at.
Yep.
Okay, I know.
So, see, whenever I make a good point, you just go, okay, I don't know. Well, I haven't read the guidance.
No, because I mean, I don't know if this is what you do, but it's like you make the point, we have the debate about the point, and then you make the point again, and it's like
I'm just asking you concede that I'm right on this. That's all I'm.
Yeah, answer the question.
I think on a lot of things that you say, you may have some right on your side, but I think you way oversimplify.
Then what are they then?
Issues.
Okay,
then say it,
where is
state
he
it.
oversimplifying it?
Exactly. Thank you, Warren. Holy fuck.
Get specific. But he doesn't do that.
To make it feel.
Warren is probably my favorite, like what's the word, logician? He's probably my favorite. I love
you to explain
Warren.
why it's more complicated. But you don't. You just say, okay.
No, because
I haven't read the guidance.
Because history is complicated.
Of course, we have loads of historians on the show for that reason.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, you talk to them about it. It's better.
It's as though they can't contend with anything specific. It's all just so complicated.
If you'd fix the facts, there'd be nothing to exploit.
I'm not even sure that's right, you know. If you'd fix.
Why not?
Well, because your judgment, it depends what your judgment of what you want the facts to be.
Wait, what the fuck is this? Wait, Candace Owens and the conspiracies that ruined 1,000 marriages. What is this? Anyway, that was freaking awesome, guys. Like, I love videos like this. This was so peak. I'll send it to you guys.